cybersecurity expert Charles Tendell.
Systemic failures that brought their whole systems down.
Charles Tendell, he's a certified ethical hacker.
Your emails, it turns out, are not nearly as private as you think.
Show really how vulnerable we are.
Charles Tendell, who deals with hackers all the time, says,
if you have to ask yourself, is this right? It probably isn't.
Welcome.
So, all right, I'm gonna butcher your name and I apologize. Is it Farakis? Farakis?
It's a Hungarian name. It's Farkas.
Farkas. It's a cool name, man.
Yeah.
So you've got something going on with
Means cool.
being scammed for some Bitman repost stuff. What you got going on?
Yeah. Well, basically, I kind of scouted some miners for a couple of weeks, and a scamming site. I don't know exactly how it happened, but I put my order on a Bitmain website, and then I received a mail from another website with the invoice and with the Bitcoin address that I was supposed to pay, and the order never came back. And I went on the internet and searched in some group chats, and I've seen that other people had the same problem. I went on blockchain, and I saw that about seven people made the transaction in the same day that I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're scammers who cloned the Antminer Europe website, and
I'm listening to you.
I don't know exactly how it happened. Like when I searched for the website for the first couple of times, it came up the good one, and after that, I think by scanning the searches, the clone website pops in instead of the good one, because they look the same. They look absolutely the same.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
They're made the same. Only it's one difference in the email that I didn't notice until it was too late. It's like two letters different in the email name.
Okay, so
I've noticed that I made the transfer and everything, and basically, they're scammers who rip people off. And I've sent them my Bitcoin, and they haven't sent me anything back.
Okay.
Basically, I would like to get my money back.
Okay.
That's all I want. That's all I need. I've worked hard for that money. It was something that I would like. I'm young. I'm 26. I'm trying to make a future. I'm trying to make a smart living. But that was a kind of a bad start. So
yeah.
One way or another, I would like to get my money back. Basically, that's the whole idea.
Yeah. Okay, so let me recap. Let me make sure I'm up to speed here. So you went to a website thinking you were going to be able to purchase Bitcoin to invest in your Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, the end miners, the ASIC miners.
Right.
I wanted to buy ASIC miners.
Okay, so you were investing into miners. And you went to this website. It was a legitimate looking website that was mirroring correction. It turned out to be a scam website that was mirroring a legitimate website. And the guys who mirrored it got your money. Okay. 9 times out of 10 with a lot of these guys, it's not impossible, but it's really, really, really hard to get your money back. There's only 2 kinds of occasions where you might run into where you might be able to actually get it back. One of those being where they got the money and it's just sitting in one kind of Bitcoin account. And if that's the case, this is a pretty popular person. They're just kind of stockpiling things, and in that case, you're not the only one there. So there may be some legal ways to actually get it back and get all of those coins redisseminated, and some ways of doing that. But these guys, they spend a lot of time protecting their investment that way. So if you might just be one Bitcoin account, there might be other people in another Bitcoin account. They have multiples that they use for all of this. Or in some cases, they even have the ones where they like, I guess, co-store or move them all into one account from multiple different people that they've scammed this way. I wouldn't be able to know that until I had looked more in depth on these kinds of scammers. But in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be. How much did you end up losing? Did you say?
6,700 euros.
Mm. Mm. Well,
So not
um,
money.
you'd probably be looking at least a couple of $1,000s in trying to get it back if you go the direction of trying to identify these people, picking apart who they are, tracking them down, preventing them, and doing all that other stuff, going through the legal, course of all of that stuff. The other one where you jump on the bandwagon of other people and shutting down their scam, that works much faster, but it doesn't give you the super guaranteed or even remotely guaranteed possibility of getting your money back.
I get it. What would you recommend?
Well,
So let's say you would recommend the faster way, yeah,
mhm.
the wagon, and I go like, I'm guessing that's you who can help me,
well,
or
um,
somebody from your team.
right. What would end up happening is we identify these guys, we find the bad guys who are specifically doing it, we find out who's behind it, and we out them louder than anything else on the planet, so that they can't, one, do this again, and two, they end up on the radar of whatever law enforcement is available in that area that we can use, whatever those resources are. I can almost guarantee that as soon as somebody takes that direction and becomes public, it becomes known, that website gets taken out, or it comes off the internet, or there's something public about it, or there's another search engine made for it, or there's a search done, or whatever it is, whether you do SEO on it, other people come to the table and you start having more of a conversation about what we can all do collaboratively to do it. And then costs for like lawyers and figuring out ways to potentially get this stuff back might happen. Now, there are the very rare occasions where you're able to get enough people together where the guy taps out and says, "Look, let me just give you your damn money back, so I don't end up having to lose everything and potentially go to jail." But that's going to be kind of a a hope out there. That's not something that anybody can guarantee you. So I would recommend outing this person and making them as public as possible so they can't continue to do this, and getting enough people to join on the team with you to do it.
So basically, if I can get in touch with the people that are in the same situation with me,
They'll get
that's
in
your
touch.
suggestion.
They'll get in touch with you in most cases. What'll happen in most cases is once you put up a website. I forget the name of it. Whatever your website you're using is a scam.com, right? Both the original person and then the other person who's the artist website are both going to see that. Or if you go specifically after the scam website, getting their links taken off of Google, getting their website de-indexed, getting things so that people aren't finding it, posting things on social media about it. They're going to reach out to you, and other people will see it. Other people will understand it, and they'll be like, you know what? I think I might have gotten hit with those people too. Because I guarantee you're not the only one. I talked to somebody a few hours ago with
Uh,
something very
I'm
similar.
not. I know for sure I'm not.
Yeah.
Um, what are the chances for me to get my money back?
Slim, to be honest with you, because the way that
Yeah.
these scams work most of the time, the way that these guys operate most of the time, as soon as they catch wind of it, they're gonna offshoot. I mean, it's just like dealing in cash. You converted it into a cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency gets sent off to these people. I mean,
So,
if you had purchased it with something like your credit card or something similar, there might be a way to get your money back.
yeah,
But
but there's no registration about cryptocurrency for the moment, so
right,
you cannot undo nobody can undo the transaction
right,
in a legal way.
right.
What about a not less legal way, but what about a cybernetic way?
Um,
Uh,
well,
is there any way that
the only
somebody can
real
actually
go ahead.
hack?
Doubtful. I mean, the there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to tell you this is what they can do. They're going to say, absolutely, I can hack into this machine. I can do this. I can tear this apart. I can definitely break the bank and just let the floodgates of Bitcoin flow in your direction. they're full of it, 110% full of it. They're not. They're most of these places that have
Scam.
Bitcoin that store their Bitcoin. They're established. You hear every once in a great while, you hear pretty regularly if you're in the Bitcoin market, you hear about somebody getting breached and losing a bunch of Bitcoin one way or another, right? Um, but
Yeah,
but the reality of it is those breaches happened with massive amounts of resources, massive amounts of mistakes were made, massive things were done there, and it's not really a place where you can go and pick a target and hope they got it right. It's going to be like I saw it in a movie once. There was like it's I think it was Star Trek. It's like hitting a bullet while riding horseback with another bullet
I,
on somebody else's horse.
yeah,
Yeah,
I get
it's
it.
just extremely hard to do in that particular case. So it wouldn't. You could spend the money and try, but you probably wouldn't get what you want.
I get it. So basically, what I can do is help other people not to go the same path
Yep,
by outing them.
exactly. That would be the absolute best way to get that done. I mean, I think it keeps other people from getting scammed. You may run the possibility of getting your stuff back because if you get the attention of law enforcement, they seize whatever it is they got. Maybe they get around to disseminating some stuff like that. That's a possibility. On the other side, we can take their website off, de-index it. It hurts their pockets. I mean, I've seen clients that were extremely happy with getting their whatever amount of money out of these people by costing them that amount of money. Right? They lose their web hosting. They have to go get a new web hosting. They lose their domain to somebody else. Like you could potentially go and do that level of takedown for these people and take it all from them
That
and
would
take
mean
their moneymaker
that
from
would
them.
mean investing a lot of money again.
Yes. Well, it would
Like,
invest money and time, correct.
which I can invest in.
In other things. You can definitely invest it in other things. Like I would recommend if you've got money to invest in something, there's plenty of currencies out there. There's a if you go over to my website, there's actually an interview that I did with a couple of different people. One gentleman by the name of Chris Reitman. He's all about cryptocurrency. If you want a trusted source to look at, to talk to see and interact with, he's big on Twitter. He's got really good advice, and he's been tipping me in another direction. There's a couple of people that have been interviewed on my show that specialize in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and blockchain and things of that nature, and you can find them all over on the website.
I get it. I get it. Good. So probably for me the best way is to make it as publicly as I can. Well,
Hmm.
I've already seen other people complaining about this, so I can back them up
Hmm.
and make my own statements as well,
Hmm.
and go as social as I can.
Hmm.
So maybe I'll go even because I've heard that there's like a web police or something.
Hmm. Well,
I'm
there's
not
a
very I'm not very fond with that. I don't. Sorry, I'm not very familiar with that.
right. There are a
So
couple of there are a couple of places. There are things like what do you call it? There's the FBI Internet Crimes database that you can go and you can register to. You can go send emails to them. You can do all of that. Your dollar amount is going to be too low for most of those organizations to get seriously involved with. But if you got enough people, right? If you have enough people involved in it, then you end up with um, um, way more dollar figure, way
investigation.
more money, and you get way more people who might be interested in it.
Okay, good. At least I can start somewhere. Like
Yeah.
it's good advice, and I'll take it because it's the right it's the right thing to do. So at least I have some closure, and I know that maybe I will not see them again, but I'll not still invest in that for no result.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend not investing in Bitcoin or in a cryptocurrency. There's a
No,
lot
no,
of
not.
them.
I do. I still have my website where I do speculations in currency
Hmm.
trades. Yeah, no, no. It's not about the cryptocurrency itself. It's about the fact that
These cats got
if
away with it. Yeah.
these guys got away, it bothers me. But if I keep hanging on to that, it bothers me. What can I say?
Right. Well,
Some money that I lost.
can prevent that feeling from happening with other people. The louder you make it,
All right.
the better that's out there. So, I wish I could be a better service to you, man. I wish I could give you better advice on it.
At least you gave me a good talk,
Right
which
on. I
is more
appreciate it.
than I've received from anybody else. Cause yeah, um, I like your show, by the way. I've watched some. I've the first clip on YouTube that I saw is that one that where you say, if you've never heard about hackers, I'm glad that I get to educate you. And
All
I
right
like
on.
the way you formulated that. Yeah, and I I subscribe to your channel. I don't really subscribe to channels, but I did this because it seems interesting. And I like to, whenever I'm home, I like to just absorb information. So I like to watch people who have something to say.
Right on. Well, I appreciate that. It's always good to get good feedback from people. Thank you very much for subscribing,
Thank you.
and thank you so much for contributing to it. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
You have a
If
good
it's
one.
okay to call you Charles.
It is. It's fine. It's fine. Well, you have a good one. Looks like you're having a nice time outside there, and go enjoy the
Actually,
outside weather.
yeah, well, as I told you in the subscription, like I'm from Romania, but at the moment I'm living in Spain, in the Canary Islands.
Nice. Well, you're staying out of all the cold stuff that's happening in the United States right now. So, well,
I
go
I I don't
go
like cold.
right. Well, go enjoy, and if you need anything, shoot me a message or keep commenting or do whatever you need to do on the show. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Charles.
All right. Bye bye.
I really appreciate this opportunity.
Bye.
Thank.
Ooh, there we go. That was cool. That is I honestly did not plan to have anybody thank me for the show for that one, but that was really really cool. So if you are one of these people out there, if you are one of these individuals, one of these folks out there who are getting involved um, in cryptocurrencies, in shares, and anything like that, if you're getting involved in it, make sure you're doing it from an absolutely reputable source. Don't go out to one of these crazy people or one of these crazy locations or one of these one-off websites. Do an immense amount of research on every person you're going to give money to. Every person, no matter what it is. Whether I mean, most of us spend a lot more time researching our new mobile phones than we do looking into places where we're going to put our money, and that's what we really need to focus on. We really need to get better at where we want to put our money. So if you're interested in putting money into cryptocurrencies or anything like that, go over to the CharlesTondellShow.com. Check that stuff out. Check out the conversations that are happening there, and let's keep it all together, because honestly, people like Chris Reitman are out there. They want to help. They want to keep people in the safe so that we don't have all of this negativity around cryptocurrencies. But go check out the CharlesTondellShow.com and see if there's anybody over there. If you're really interested in bitcoins or cryptocurrencies, there's plenty of good people out there that can help you go on the way. So go check it out, and we'll be right back here on the Charles Tondell Show.